Today, we're going to be answering a question that I get asked often, and that is graphic design a good career? It's an honest question, and it's a question that you could ask technically about any career if you really wanted to. Now, just a little bit of context, I have been a graphic designer for the past 12 years. I learned most of my graphic design from high school. I did a little bit of college, but college just really wasn't for me. I ended up continuing my journey being self-taught and learning a lot of the things that I know now and I put into practice from really YouTube and courses and Googling different things. And I'm currently working full-time as a brand designer for a top real estate company here in Chicago. Graphic design has been something that has interested me from a very young age, but I know there are some people that are slightly interested in it or think it might be a good path to follow, but aren't sure if it's a good career to begin with. In this video, what we will be trying to answer is graphic design a good career? So in this video, we will be touching on 3 points to determine whether graphic design is a good career. The first point will be salary. Basically, how much money can you make as a graphic designer in 2022? The second point will be growth. Is there room for growth? Are you able to scale up and become better in the craft? Or is it just a rabbit hole where you become a graphic designer and you kind of just stay in the same place? The third and final thing that we're going to be touching on is how relevant is graphic design in 2022? We will be trying to figure out whether graphic design is only a trending job that is becoming popular now, or if it's a sustainable career that you will be able to do for the next 5 to even 10 years down the line. So let's get right in, starting with salary. So as of July 2022, according to Indeed.com, the average salary for a graphic designer was $59,000. That's not too bad. Just for full transparency, I would say this number is fairly accurate as it is close to what I make as well. However, it is worth noting that your salary as a graphic designer will depend on variables like your skill level, the amount of years of experience that you have, your actual location within the US. These numbers are quite different for people living outside of the US. But if you live in the US and you are a graphic designer, you can definitely expect to make around $60,000. So my first job as an actual graphic designer was back in 2018 for a tech company that I was completely in love with called SteelSeries. SteelSeries is a peripherals gaming brand. So they sell everything from gaming mice, gaming keyboards, mouse pads, and all sorts of different cool accessories. And so as an avid computer gamer, working for a company that literally made the stuff that I was buying already was pretty much like a dream come true. And at the moment in 2018, when I worked for SteelSeries, I was hired as a freelance graphic designer for $24 an hour. Although $24 an hour sounds pretty great, I still had to pay taxes on it because I was contracted on an independent contractor basis. And so that technically did come out to about $19 an hour or $37,000 a year after taxes and all of those expenses were taken care of, which was still pretty good for my first design job. Maybe I could have found a job that paid a little bit more at that time, but the fact that I found a job at a specific company that I truly loved and truly believed in, and it was very exciting working for them, made up for all of that other compensation that I didn't get. That's also another point, that sometimes compensation isn't everything, and it really is about working with brands that you truly believe in, that you love their products, and you also stand by what they do. And for me, working for a company that I truly loved was worth sacrificing a potentially higher salary at that time in 2018. But everyone is different. That may not be the case for you, and that is totally fine. There are designers that make 2, 3, maybe even 4 times as much as I do at the moment. Does that mean that they are 4 times better than me at graphic design? Probably not. But if they are, I mean, fair play, like that makes sense. This brings us to our next point, which is growth, professionally and technically. And the question we are trying to answer in growth is, can I keep growing as a graphic designer, and can I keep growing in the industry? The answer is absolutely 100% yes. So for example, even though I have been a graphic designer for over 12 years, and when I first started in high school, we actually had to learn Photoshop's new tools and new updates like via a book, which might sound totally crazy right now since there are so many videos on YouTube that can teach you how to do one thing in like 1,000 different ways. And that really is the beauty about learning how to be a graphic designer and being a graphic designer in this digital age, because there is no shortage of the amount of skills and techniques that you can pick up, which will ultimately just raise your value as a designer and elevate your worth for other companies when being considered for a raise or even a new job position that you're looking to get. And if being a jack of all trades is not your cup of tea, then you can always pick a specific segment of graphic design and grow your expertise there and just raise your value in that sense. Graphic design has so many different segments you can focus on, such as print, social media graphics and ads, email design such as newsletters, email templates, making social media content like infographics, quotes, and reviews for companies. Or if you just want to hone into your artistic side and just create logos all day, every day, then that's okay too. And there is definitely a space for all of those types of people in the design industry, which is what makes it so great, because you don't technically have to learn every single skill imaginable, although there are certain things that every graphic designer should know, and that's something that we will touch on in a separate video. But after those few fundamental techniques and skills that you need to acquire as a graphic designer, then you can always just hone in on a specific niche segment of design and grow your expertise there. Graphic design is so versatile, and there are so many different spaces where you can find your sweet spot, and most importantly, find your voice as a designer to make your worth known to potential employers and companies you would like to work with. Now, the last thing we should consider when determining whether graphic design is a good career is how relevant is graphic design in 2022? And not just how relevant is it in 2022, but also looking forward to seeing how relevant this career path would be in 2023 and even 5 to 10 years from now, let's say in 2030. It is safe to say that with the massive digital shift that we have gone through over the past few years, especially within the past couple, hashtag 2020, I'm looking at you, overnight, brands were at the mercy of digital wizards to help them keep the doors open or closed. But you know what I mean. So I think if there was ever a time to be a graphic designer, it's now. Just think about it. Everything in the digital world has been moving by so fast and has evolved so much within the past few years that I can only imagine how much more developed and how advanced we will be in like 2025. Every single day, there are new ways to use social media and interact with people, which to a certain extent always requires some type of graphic design. Not to say many, and I mean so many people are growing the courage to finally start their businesses and launch their brands, and each one of those brands needs a graphic designer to bring their vision to life. Just think about it. Every single new business needs a graphic designer at some point in their existence. Hopefully early on, because the earlier you get a graphic designer to help you out in your brand and in your business, the more potential you will have as a brand to have more success and to remain cohesive and for people to recognize you even more. So there is no shortage of brands or companies out there looking to find talented individuals in the graphic design industry to help them create really cool concepts and bring their ideas to life. So that pretty much wraps up the video. If you were considering graphic design, or if you're just curious whether it's a good career, my answer is absolutely yes, it is. That does come with a little bit of bias because I have been a designer for the past 12 years, but in all honesty, if it wasn't a good gig, I would tell you. I would never promote a career path if I didn't truly believe in it. And although it is stressful, and like every other career path there is out there, you are going to struggle, and it does take a learning curve to become good at it and to grow. As someone that has had over 12 years of experience and direct insight as to how it has evolved as an industry, I would say that graphic designers are not going anywhere. Graphic design is a phenomenal career path that allows you to create things that actually impact the community that we're living in, as well as work with awesome brands and create really cool visual products. So if you are wondering whether graphic design is a good career, I hope I was able to answer your question. It is a very rewarding career path that you can choose if you are a creative individual. So that pretty much sums up the video. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button. It does help me out, but most importantly, it helps this video reach more people that could be going through and wondering the same thing you are. If you have any remaining questions that I didn't answer in this video, then feel free to hit me in the comments and I'll do my best to help. Otherwise, if you have any video suggestions or any topics you would like me to cover in terms of graphic design and brand design, let me know in the comments as well, and I will definitely take them into consideration for an upcoming video. If you like this content and would like to see more of it, you can always follow me at thecesarj on Instagram. That's where I mainly post any video updates or behind the scenes that I think are pretty cool. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to be notified whenever I drop my next video. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I will catch you next time. That was nerve-wracking. And you know what? Even though these videos aren't technically what I would consider the best quality, it's really the content that matters and it's the intention. And I think I'm definitely gonna get better. I mean, I've gotten better from the first video that I've made already, and that's one video. And that was due to the fact that I actually wrote stuff down because I really wanted to provide you guys with some value and some well thought out points that I had in mind. The challenge for today is, if you know somebody that is trying something, extend a word of encouragement, give them some positive feedback, give them some feedback that they could actually put into practice to make their content better or to make anything that they're creating better, because those things are what keeps us going as creators. And hearing those positive words of encouragement from my friends and my family are golden to help me continue to pursue anything that I try to do. If you think about it that way, it seems like a no-brainer, right? If you've been encouraging me, you know who you are. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys next time.